With so many options on the market, it can be hard to know which air fryer to buy. Today, I'm going to share with you pros and cons of different types, models, and the ones that I have. So let's get started. For me, I think there's 3 things to consider when trying to decide to buy an air fryer in 2023. The first one is style, second, space, and third, your lifestyle. So let's start out with the first one, which is the style. There are tons of different styles of air fryers. The first one is kind of an oven style air fryer. So the doors might open like this, like closet doors, or like this, like an oven door. And these are usually large and square like this. They're usually a little bit wider, so they look and can function like a toaster oven or a regular oven. Sometimes they have rotisserie style baskets or functions. Those are fine and they might be a good option for you. And this style might be good if you have the counter space and you don't already have an oven and you need something that is multi-useful. Another style that is really common is the pressure cooker air fryer combo. So this one is the Ninja Foodi Pro XL, and if you see here in the lid, there's an air fryer attached inside of the pressure cooker. So that means that you can pressure cook something and then air fry it for crisp, or you can crisp or sear something and then close the lid and then continue cooking it. I have a bunch of videos on the Ninja Foodi and how it compares to regular air fryer, the regular Instant Pot, regular pressure cookers, but this is another style. Even if you don't have this machine, there are lots of different types of air fryer / pressure cooker combos, and they're all pretty much the same, as in they have a circular cooking vessel like this, which is kind of just like a pressure cooker, and then it has a detachable or attached air fryer lid like this. The last and the most common style is this basket style air fryer. So the standalone air fryer has a basket that pulls in and out, and it has a little grate in here that you can remove and use for cooking. These air fryers are usually square or rectangular in shape, or they can be circular with a circular basket. Each of these styles has some pros and cons, which I'll talk about now. So the first style I talked about, which has the oven or closet door style, those are usually fine because they have a large surface area to cook. You can usually add a tray in there. There's almost always a glass door so you can see inside of the air fryer, and there's almost always different functions so you can use it for different things. One of the cons to this is that it's really large, so it's going to take up a lot of real estate on your counter. Another con is that you can't really shake anything like you can in a basket style air fryer. Because of this, I think the ease of use and the accessibility of the machine just isn't quite as good as the basket style. However, if you're not going to be air frying all the time and you just want something that has lots of different functions, that looks nice and looks and acts a little bit more like a conventional oven, then I think that is a good style for you. Okay, the second is the pressure cooker air fryer combos. I get this question so often because I am an Instant Pot pro. I have a cookbook. I've been working with Instant Pots for about 5-6 years, and I absolutely love pressure cooking. So when pressure cooking hit its peak in popularity, air frying came right after it, and when those two worlds combined, a lot of people had questions as to if this was a good machine. So I've talked about this in many of my other videos, but some of the pros to this machine, like I said, it's a 2-in-1 machine. You can pressure cook with it, you can crisp with it, you can air fry. However, I think there are more cons than pros when it comes to one of these 2-in-1 machines. It's kind of like having 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Like, you can use it, but it's not going to be as good as just regular shampoo and regular conditioner used in the right steps. Something that I don't love about the 2-in-1 machines is that, one, look at this size. It's massive, and I use my air fryer daily. I don't use my pressure cooker daily. And so it's kind of a pain to have this huge machine out on the counter, to be going up and down with this lid, having to use the hot basket to like shake things up in to cook with. It's just not as practical and easy for me as this basket style where I can just pull this in and out. So the con to this is that this is an add-on to its primary function, which is a pressure cooker. Usually isn't as good as a standalone dedicated device. It's kind of like how your oven can make toast, for example, right? It can make toast. However, Almost everyone has a toaster as well, because a toaster has just one dedicated function. It's easy, it's convenient, and you don't have to mess with the oven when you just want to make a simple piece of toast. Which brings me to the third style, which is this basket style air fryer. And this is what you're going to see most commonly, and this is definitely what I would personally recommend. The reason is because it's extremely easy to not only clean, but to use. It's very user-friendly, it's very obvious. There's not a whole big learning curve. With air frying, it's really important that you distribute the food evenly all across the board. You wanna shake it and stir it often so that it gets crisped all over. Since this is really important in air frying to make sure that everything gets nice and crisped all around, I think that is the biggest pro to this style. With the toaster oven style, the tray style, and with this, the pressure cooker combo, it's just not as easy to do, and it's something that you're going to need for pretty much everything. All right, next let's move on to the second consideration, which is size. Just like Instant Pots and other appliances, air fryers come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and varieties. However, this is my overarching recommendation is do not buy an air fryer that is less than 6 quarts. Sometimes they're about 5 to 8 quarts or something, but about that 6 quart size is absolutely perfect. It doesn't matter if you're only cooking for 1 or 2, you need to get this 5 to 6 quart size. This is actually a tip that someone gave to me when I was first seeking out air fryers like 6 years ago. Someone from my work came and did a little demonstration in our work cafeteria, and he told me, definitely get something that's a little bit bigger, otherwise you're going to be buying again. And I totally get that. Here's why. So this guy over here is my 3 quart Instant Pot, and this is a 6 quart air fryer. You'll notice this difference in size is quite large. And the reason why you want something bigger for air frying is because of that surface area. When you have something that's really small, you're not going to be able to fill it up with as much food, and you're not going to get the airflow, which is what contributes to that delicious crispiness that you don't need to use a lot of oil or grease for. So for example, if you have a couple pieces of pizza, you're not going to be able to fit it into this smaller pan. You're going to want to use a larger one, and just trust me on this one, that's the #1 piece of advice I give. Doesn't matter which brand or style of air fryer you get, just make sure that it's big enough. Something else to consider is also just the size of the appliance and what you have room for at home. This air fryer does take up a good amount of space, but this one is even larger, and just even when it's open, it just takes up so much space in the kitchen that I really don't find myself using this unless I'm using a very specific recipe where I need to pressure cook and air fry or crisp at the same time. The only time I'd recommend getting a smaller 2 to 4 quart air fryer is maybe putting it into a little camper trailer for camping, or like not even in a college dorm, because you definitely want to have this larger size. This size is perfect for meals for 1 or 2, and those smaller ones, they just aren't going to work as well, I promise. And now the last thing to consider is the lifestyle. So what types of food are you going to be air frying? Are you going to be using it all the time? And spoiler alert, but I promise once you get started air frying, you're going to want to air fry everything. And for that, I have tons of videos over here, like the first 50 things that you can air fry just in this playlist alone. So make sure you watch that. However, if you don't really cook a whole lot, I definitely think an air fryer is actually good for people who don't cook, because it cooks really quickly. It's way better than the microwave or using the stove. It's just so much more convenient. It really makes sense for people who don't cook as well as those who do cook. If I don't want to take the time to warm up my oven, I can do almost anything I do in the oven in here, especially in a smaller portion. If I'm ever roasting veggies, you know I'm doing it in here. If I'm ever doing anything kind of crispy like fries or anything that needs to be re-warmed, like leftovers from a restaurant, they're definitely going in the air fryer versus the oven or the microwave. If you know that you want a very specific feature out of a very specific appliance, then get that. For example, if you're doing rotisserie chickens all the time, or if you have a specific recipe that calls for just a really large surface area, then you might consider getting one of those air fryers that has the spinning basket or like the rotisserie function, or one that has a really large surface area tray like those first toaster oven styles like I talked about earlier. However, if you really don't know, then just get a basket style. I promise it's way better. So lastly, what's my recommendation on the best air fryer to buy right now? I've owned several air fryers. I've had a 6 quart Gourmet one that I bought at Costco. It was on sale for about $40 to $50. They go on sale. I would definitely wait for that one if you're just like waiting for an introductory air fryer. It's the right size and it's very budget friendly. Most air fryers on the market right now are going to run about $100 to about $150 depending on the size, style, and brand. However, I will say out of all the air fryers I've tried, this one is my favorite one. It's the Instant Brands Vortex Plus 6-quart air fryer. You know, I'm a huge fan of Instant Brands products, and they sent me this air fryer about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago just as a gift, and this is the one that we use every single day. The reason why I like it is because we tested it side by side with another brand that looked literally exactly the same. Like, I can interchange the baskets and it will work completely the same. However, I did a side-by-side test of some chicken wings, which you can see in this video over here where I teach you how to make the best air fryer chicken wings, but this Instant Brand air fryer cooked them like 15 minutes faster. It was just really powerful and it's never given me any issues. Yes, it does have lots of different functions on here, but the only one I really ever use is air fry. Another air fryer that I really want to try that I have not yet is the Kasori brand air fryer. It actually looks really similar to this. It's very similar in style, but it's really, really popular. Lots of people love it. My friend Cathy from Fabulously Frugal, she has tons of air fryer videos. She's fantastic. She really likes the Kasori one, so I definitely want to try that one. However, this is just the one that I have and I use it every day. It works for me, and this is definitely one that I recommend. If you can wait for maybe Amazon Prime Day or Black Friday, and it definitely goes on sale for a little bit less than $100. But if you need something right now, definitely look for something that's this style, basket, standalone air fryer, at least 6 quarts, and you should be golden. I will link all of the products and the styles that I mentioned in this video in the description so that you can decide for yourself what works best for your lifestyle. And if you're still on the fence about air frying, make sure you watch this video. It's the first 14 things you should make in your air fryer. You will be converted, I promise. Okay, let me know if you have any other questions, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.